forever.
You did click on this video, and if you can read, you know that today I'm showing you what's on my iPhone things. So before I get started, I just want to tell you guys I really want to do a Q&A video sometime in the future. So you guys can ask me questions on Twitter, just at Emily with 2I's _was. Also, if you want to, you can comment in the comment section of this video. But if you want for sure, your question's more likely to be answered if you ask on Twitter. But now let's get started with what's on my iPhone. My phone case is from the brand Trina Turk, and I just got it at Best Buy, and I think it's really cute and it's also pretty protective, so that's a very good thing. Then my lock screen background is this picture of palm trees, which I found off the internet. I just searched palm trees. That's not obvious at all. Then I am unlocking my phone with the fingerprint scanner, which is so convenient, and my home screen wallpaper is a picture of Los Angeles, which I found online as well. Starting at the top, I have calendar, phone, camera, and photos, and I only have 5 photos now, which is crazy compared to the 2,000 I had on my old phone. The first thing in the next row is YouTube, so here's my channel, 1,598 subscribers. Yes, get it, girl. Next is Safari, weather, notes, settings, iTunes Store, App Store, FaceTime, and Snapchat. And unfortunately my Snapchat is private, but thumbs up this video if you want me to make a public one sometime for you guys. The next thing after Snapchat is contacts, and then we reach my first folder, which is called music, and in there I just have 8 tracks, which is a playlist app, then Spotify, I think a lot of you know what that is, but it's also a playlist app, and then just a regular music app that comes with the phone, which I don't really use that much. The second folder is called school, because school is my whole entire life. It's sad but true. So the first thing I have in there is Spanish Stick, which is just kind of like Google Translate, uses for Spanish class. Then Calculator and Quizlet, which is how you can make like virtual flashcards. It's so helpful. I would completely recommend it for studying any like languages or any sort of vocab words. Then Pages and Keynote, those came with the phone, but I think it's like a knockoff of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. But that seems cool to try out. Then I have Clock, where I set my alarms, and I only have 2 now because I just got this phone, but I normally have like 50 to get up for school. Going into the bottom part, there is Messages and then Pandora. So I just have all these stations which I shuffle. So if you have any suggestions of similar music to this stuff, leave them below because I love finding new music to listen to. Then I have Twitter, which I already talked about at the beginning of this video. And my bio is just kidding, because my life is basically a joke. Then there is Instagram, and my Instagram name is Emily with 1Y _was. And here are all my pictures. You really should follow me in there. And I love when you guys comment on my Instagram. I always comment back. So I really appreciate it when you do that. On the next page, I have a folder called Who Uses This? And this is just all the stuff you can't delete or stuff I don't use on a daily basis. So this includes compass, tips, voice memos, stocks, videos, podcasts, reminders, newsstand, game center, health. I don't know, is that new? Like, I guess it's for working out, which I don't do that. Then Passbook, iBooks. I think my phone's a little too small to read books on. I don't know, maybe if I had an iPad it would be good. Then Peak Tracker Lite. I'm pretty sure you can guess what that is. Then the YouTube Creator Studio, which I haven't used yet, but I've heard it's good. Then the EOS Remote, that's just to control my camera, but you can only use it for pictures, so it's not necessarily the greatest thing ever. Then there is Mail and Maps, which is super helpful because I get lost a lot. The next thing is Risky Keyboard, which is where you can send GIFs or GIFs to your friends. You just set up the keyboard in your phone, and there's a ton of different categories. I'll actually send one right now. So there's like wink, party, call me, eye roll, like you can pick wherever, and there's a ton of different gifts you can send. So I guess I'll send donuts, because donuts are pretty cool. And I just love this. This is like such an amazing app. 10 out of 10, would recommend. My next folder is called For the Selfies, and these are just photo editing apps. So the first one I have is Afterlight, which like everyone talks about. So I won't go too in depth, but the filter I really like to use is called Leila, I don't know, and I just turn it down a little bit, gives it this cool grungy feel. Then this usually makes the saturation go down, so I'll just boost that up a tiny bit, and that's pretty much all I do on Afterlight. Next, another pretty basic app, VS YoCam. And in there, I just like to use the filters S1, S2, and S3, and I think I had to pay for this. It's called like the Bright and Clean pack, but I really like the look it gives. Then I also like T1, which so many people use. I also have Superimpose, which is just so you can like cut and paste things together, and I pretty much use this for funny pictures, like editing people's faces on emojis.
Then I have Facetune. Please don't judge me. I only use this to whiten my teeth and remove pimples. So I don't edit my entire face with it. Then Square Ready, which is just how you get the white borders on Instagram pictures. And iMovie, which I think used to cost $5, but it came free with this phone, so that kind of annoys me. Now onto the waste time folder, which is all my social media, because I waste so much time on social media. So first is Time Hop, and that's where it connects to like your computer, your phone, everything, and it shows you what you did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago today. Then Vine, which I don't use all that often. My name's just Emily Wass if you want to be my friend on there. Next is Pinterest. On there, my username is MariaXEmily, and I use this to find things to make DIYs on for videos. Then We Heart It, which is kind of like Tumblr, but just girly sort of pictures. I don't really want to put it that way, but I also use this to find things to DIY. Then Yik Yak, and that's kind of like where you can post tweets anonymously and see ones in your area. And just a lot of people from my school use that. That's the only reason why I have it. Then the Starbucks app. I don't think that requires an explanation. I just really like Starbucks, and you can get so many rewards from it. It's great. Next is Tumblr. My Tumblr is called Live Love Emily, but I don't really take it too seriously. I just kind of go on Tumblr whenever I'm bored. Then Facebook, which is personal. I use it for school stuff. Then Unsplurge is a money-saving app, which I mentioned in my last video. And then BuzzFeed, I just like to scroll along here when I'm bored, and it's also great for video inspiration. The final folder on my phone is called No Wi-Fi, and these are just games I play when I have no Wi-Fi, obviously. So the first game in there is Don't Touch the Spikes, and it's kind of like Flappy Bird. You just put this bird between the spikes, and we'll see how long I last. Oh, yeah, that didn't work out too great. Then the next game is Unblock Me, and on my old phone I got like past level 1000 on this, but now I have to start over, which is so sad. But this is kind of similar to Traffic Rush. If you ever played that when you're younger, you just get the red block through the other blocks. And the next game I have is Geometry Dash, and I passed all the levels on this before too, but I think there's a new one. It's so fun. You just put the square over the spikes. I don't know, kind of self-explanatory. The final game I have is Heads Up, Ellen's game, and that is just so much fun to play with my friends.
That is everything on my iPhone 6. I hope you guys all enjoyed seeing this video and seeing what's on my iPhone. I will see you in my next video. Bye!